I'm Ashish. My last name is Sensarma, Ashish Sensarma. I'm actually living in the Netherlands. I've been in the apparel industry for over 40 years. I'm a brand builder, worked for lots of brands, starting from mid-market, Mex, moved on to luxury brands like Vilebrequin, the swimming brand, moved on to Wolford, the hosiery brand. And after I finished my tenure with Wolford, I thought I would do something different. So I funded my son's company called Talentin, which is a digital platform, incredible platform in terms of providing creative solutions for the fashion industry through freelancers across the world. So that's an innovative platform which is up and running, and I'm the chairman of that company. And recently, I have been moved into another industry, which is in the fitness industry, health and fitness industry, which is about operating and owning gyms. So I am the master franchisee of an American brand called Anytime Fitness, and I have the exclusive master franchise right for Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and other countries to be coming in the future. But my connection with fashion has always been my passion. I get a lot of information and insights because of my son's business. And there are a lot of executives out there who are still very good friends of mine. So I am very tuned into the fashion business and I miss it. So this is a great opportunity to be able to have at least my little input into what I think is going on at the moment and what will happen in the future. I mean, nobody knows, but I'll give it a shot. Well, I think, and to put it into context, we have to look at the fashion industry before COVID-19. There were some things already in move with COVID-19. And, in the beginning of the year, end of last year, most senior executives in our industry were getting cautious about the growth of our industry. So there was a sense of cautiousness. What we all felt is that the movement of digitalization was going faster than many managers and senior executives had actually imagined. Number one. Number two, the consumer shifts with social commerce was going at a rate which many stalwarts didn't understand how to handle that. Yeah, that's number two. And obviously, the underlying symptoms of is that the tremendous amount of sameness in our industry. The industry was actually faced a lot of lack of innovation in business systems, legacy brands struggling with the old business models, heavy capital expenditure into the retail business. So these were the movements which were already pre-COVID-19 going on in our industry. And that was nothing to do with America or Asia or Europe. This was a global phenomenon. What happened after COVID, obviously, it has accelerated all these things into a much faster dynamic. And let me start with my little input into where I think is the major challenges. Like I said, our management in our industry has not been, allude to the fact that this was not happening. They were very aware. We have very senior executives who understand what's happening with the consumer.
Right.
Now, with the COVID-19, what has happened is there are going to be two kinds of, I would say, brands or businesses which will have to transform themselves. One is, which I believe, the luxury business will continue to be fantastic. It's all about exclusivity. I think luxury is going to continue to grow. From the mid-market and value chain, I see a major shift happening, primarily because of the amount of quantity of unsold merchandise. Tremendous amount of unsold merchandise, which obviously will lead to heavy discounting in the months to come. And at the same time, executives are asking themselves the question, are we going to continue to develop and deliver collections at the same pace as what we were doing? Probably not. So executives are looking at how to relook at their entire product value chain, in terms of how they design, how they bring codes to market, how they sell, and Legacy brands who are not going to change are going to have it difficult. The brands who are there in the forefront of digitalization are going to be the winners. Now, is there a balance between offline and online? Absolutely, there is. Yeah. I think the consumer is looking continuously for experiences. This was happening before COVID-19, and I think it's going to continue after COVID-19. So consumers are looking for experiences. The online, offline, I think the mix is going to accelerate faster than what we had imagined.
Okay.
But it does not mean that everything is going to shift. That's not going to happen. And underlying this entire movement, there are two important themes which I think are going to be critical. One is the approach of management. Management approach is not about survival. It's going to get tough.
Right.
That's one. And the second thing is to understand what this word digitalization really means. Yeah? It's not about just a channel. It's much more than that. It's about understanding how to approach each process in our industry, from starting a product all the way to the end consumer, how to make things much more faster, much more better. 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks is not only an e-commerce story. Entire value chain of our industry. And I think managers, senior executives need to start questioning and asking themselves the question of what they should be stopping and what they should be stopping. So that I see is a major shift going on in the industry. And the mid-market and the value chain guys are going to have it difficult. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a shakeout there.
Okay. Yeah. So,
your question?
Yeah. Yes, it absolutely does. It does raise one more question though in my mind, is in terms of what's the value of a store going forward, you think?
Yeah.
Because there's just too much of literature. People are talking about digitalization, consumers buying digital. Does it mean stores is gone, or
no? What I'm going to tell you is not rocket science. Okay. I think, senior executives like myself who've been in the industry for a long time, we've been talking about too many stores. We've been seeing that. We already started about 8-10 years ago to understand that, listen, consumers need experiences. So the store is not only about conducting commerce. The store is all about providing these incredible experiences which connects the brand to the customer.
Right.
And it's about storytelling, and it's about getting away from sameness, and those are the differentiators. So the role of the store to me is going to become much more central in terms of providing experiences to the consumer so that you can connect with the brand. And the online channel is it should be a seamless way from one to the other.
Right.
Now, in that perspective, what is very interesting, I think, a movement is people are looking for smaller formats.
Right.
People are looking for specialty stores. So the mom and pop stores could have a new way to behave themselves. Yeah, I'm not talking about the death of wholesale, but I'm talking about a new format of specialization. Yeah, and I'm quite convinced that consumers are going to start looking for people who are able to provide these stories and experiences bigger and better around their neighborhood, and not only in these big cities. So I think there is going to be a shift towards that, and brands and the companies who are able to deliver that message honestly, truthfully, are going to be the winners. Yeah, this is not about creating a fantasy only and continuing. It's an honest story. People are looking for honesty and integrity, and I think if it's possible, then that's great. And the luxury brands have been doing a great job in doing this. Does it mean that the big market and the value chain guys can't do that? That's not correct. They absolutely can. It all depends upon the approach and the management mindset.
Yes. So from your side, it is about the management, the maturity of the management, the talent that is available to deal with the post-COVID era coming all together to transform the company.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. You know, our business, Sanjay, is absolutely a people's business.
People's business. Yeah.
It's our business, a people's business. That's what it is all about. It's always been that way. Yeah. We still need in our product development process to see design. We need to feel the fabric. I mean, that's all not going to go away.
Yes.
We are a touchy-feely. It's a touchy-feely business. Yeah. And the touchy-feely business combined with some digital action would be fantastic. Now, at the end of the day, the brands who are going to survive are, a lot of it has to do with management. I talk about management in all my stories and all my advice, that without management, it's going to get tough. Yeah, it's not about, and in terms of that strategy, what I'm telling you now is only 5%. Execution is balanced 95%. Now, if management does not understand how to transform the company into a digitalized company, it's going to get, I mean, how are you going to execute this, right? So the quest for talent becomes more difficult. The quest for talent becomes more acute. And the more difficult part is for supervisory boards, for owners of the companies, to really have a crystal clear understanding of their talent currently.
Got it.
They should be able to look at the environment which they are playing with, seeing what's happening with the consumer behavior, seeing what's happening in this whole shift from retail to digital to wholesale. That's a continuous process.
Yeah.
But the management who is unable to deliver that, I think is going to have difficulty going forward.